Alrighty, hi everybody. Today's rabbit hole is about a Windows backdoor that is being called BitSloth. And so some of the credits go to Elastic, Security Labs, Microsoft, Hacker News, Sentinel-1, Signia. These are the articles that I read for this little rabbit hole. All right, so the short story is Elastic Security Labs discovered a Windows backdoor. They're calling it BitSloth, and it will be known as REF 8747 for the MITRE framework. So nice job to Elastic Security Labs. The summary is that they discovered the backdoor. They are calling it BitSloth. Again, it's the moniker is REF 8747 or REF 8747. This malware was discovered during an attack on a South American government foreign ministry in June 2024. It's considered dangerous because it uses built-in Windows feature called BITS or BITS. It's Background Intelligence Transfer Service, and they're using this to communicate secretly through their command control C2, making it difficult to detect. It can perform various harmful actions, including recording the keystrokes, capturing screenshots, stealing sensitive information. Almost sounds like Copilot. While its exact origin is unknown, it might be linked to Chinese-speaking hackers. This discovery highlights the ongoing need for individuals and organizations to stay vigilant about cybersecurity threats and keep their systems updated and protected. Okay, so another security lab is in the mix, and so this is ONLAB, ASEC, Security Intelligence Center. This research organization revealed information about the vulnerable web servers being exploited. So I think they discovered some of the web servers that are being exploited, and I think Elastic discovered the actual backdoor through that foreign ministry research. Okay, so what is BITS? It's Background Intelligence Transfer Service. It's a Windows component that is maliciously being used by the BitSloth malware for covert communications. So the Background Intelligence Transfer Service is used by programmers and system administrators to download files or upload them to HTTP web servers and SMB file shares. Okay, basically what it says is that it will try to balance it, try to figure out where to go and what to do. And this is a legitimate service, so it's kind of hard to ensure that it's not being used maliciously, especially if you don't know that the threat actor or the bad guys are on your systems. So what is a backdoor? It's a hidden method that allows unauthorized users to access a computer system, a network, or an application without going through the standard security protocols. So that's what this malware is doing to BitSloth. So backdoors can be installed through malware, BitSloth, system vulnerabilities, or even by insiders with privileged access. So BitSloth is, again, it's the name of the newly discovered Windows backdoor malware. And so there was another article out of this group that they mentioned Ron Starlight or Emperor Dragonfly. And so this is a Chinese cyber espionage group mentioned in relation to similar tools. So they use similar tools, or they have a similar method of doing what has been recognized with BitSloth. So they're not saying that these guys did it or this group did it. They're saying that there are similarities with, I guess, the tools being used. CheerScript, which is one of them. So CheerScript ransomware is a multi-platform ransomware family that emerged around May 2022. And then I think you saw where this was discovered around June 2022 for the first one. The Linux version of CheerScript was launched, followed by a Windows variant in June 2022. I think that's what it just said. CheerScript targets corporate networks and engages in multi-extortion, demanding payment. But it's funny because I don't remember reading anything about this particular situation where people have been asked to pay a ransom yet. I think they were being discovered as just kind of creeping around. DLL, Dynamic Link Library. This is a file format used by BitSloth. And so one of those DLLs is flengine.dll. I think there was another one, flstudio.dll. A dynamic link library is a collection of reusable code and data that can be used by multiple programs simultaneously. So what is DLL side loading? This occurs when an attacker or someone who's not supposed to places a DLL file in the same directory as a legitimate trusted executable, tricking the system into loading the malicious DLL instead of the intended one. DLL side loading remains a popular technique among threat actors and attackers due to the effectiveness in bypassing security measures and executing malicious code under the disguise of being a legitimate process. So FL Studio, we've just briefly talked about that. That's a digital audio workstation that people use for music production. But it is being utilized to disguise the malware for BitSloth and some of the hiding some of the file. So what is IOX? So IOX is a port forwarding utility mentioned in connection with this type of attack. There are other definitions or terms or acronyms for IOX. I think Cisco uses it, but for this particular situation, this is in reference to how GitHub uses it, and it's a port forwarding utility mentioned in connection with the attack. And again, it's a tool for port forwarding intranet proxy. What is keylogging? This is just kind of recording your keystroke made by the computer user to try to get information like passwords and other confidential information. And REF 8747, we said a couple times, this is just the tracking name for BitSloth for related type incidents. And Stowaway is a multi-hop proxy tool for security researchers and pen testers. This is one of the tools that they implied that the bad guys were using for this particular challenge. And so just a heads up, if you want to look at it, is for security researchers and pen testers. So might want to know how to use it as well. All right, so the other thing is that if we try to follow some of the MITRE attack framework, their tactics, techniques, their TTP. So I just did this real quick. I'm not going to go through all of it, but it talks about the initial tactic, or the tactic was the initial access may have been phishing. The execution was through command and scripting and user execution. Their persistence was a scheduled task or job. Also, registry keys at startup. The defense evasion for the bad guy was 1, 2, 3, 4 things. They did process injection. They obfuscated the files. They did software packing and debugging evasion. And so discovery, so the system information discovery, this is just them collecting system information for exfiltration, and the collection is automated as an automated collection. Command and control, also known as C2, is taking advantage of the application layer protocol, and it communicates with the C2. This is the bits thing, I think. And command and control, again, data encoding, encodes command and control data. Exfiltration over C2, so again, just getting it and packing it and sending it out to their servers. And then the impact is that the data was manipulated and data could be destructed. And so that's the Windows backdoor, BitSloth. Please be careful out there. There's a lot going on. This one's hard to detect, but keep your eyes open. I'm sure when they get more information and figure out what their targets really are, they will, the community, the cybersecurity community, will make sure everybody knows. Thank you. See you later. Bye-bye.